Hi guys, yesterday we have completed about pandas. Now we are going to discuss about another one of the most important visualizations tool in data science community, that is known as a matplotlib. Okay, this matplotlib is the most important in data science community, and after that we will also discuss about the seaborn. It is much advanced level when compared to matplotlib. After completing of matplotlib, we will discuss about the seaborn. Okay, so before going into the section, we need to import our, for example, how we are importing this numpy. In the same way, we need to import matplotlib. Suppose import numpy as np I am taking, as well as import pandas as pd I am taking. So in the same way, we need to also download matplotlib. Import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Okay, this is the commands. So in the place of plt, you can put anything, it doesn't matter. So I'm importing these three commands, I'm executing it. If you observe here, these three packages will be imported successfully, because I told you yesterday, when you search in the Anaconda prompt, when you search in the Anaconda prompt, here in the Anaconda prompt, a base environment will be open, the default environment. And here if you type matplotlib, suppose pip install matplotlib, definitely it is going to show you that requirements already satisfied, because I told you in the base environment, numpy, pandas, matplotlib, seaborn, this all has been provided in the default. Okay, there is no worry. So if you observe here, it will be executed successfully. See here, it executed successfully, because it is already, whenever we are installing Anaconda, in the default in the base environment, matplotlib has been executed. So there is no need to worry here. If you want to see here commands, it is going and checking inside. It will show you that requirements already satisfied. Okay. Now we'll go into the section here. So I am importing matplotlib. So here also same, I can remove this one, no problem. So see here, this is the basic step for the matplotlib. Suppose here what I am passing in a x variable, np.arange of, which means range function I am passing from 1 to 25. You know about it. From 1 to 25, it's going to from 1 to 24, as well as the distance between each value is 3. Okay. If you want to see the same command output separately, I'm just copying it. And what I'm doing here is I'm just pasting it in another cell. Now I want to print this x value. Suppose what will be the output? 1 to 24 values will be printed, but for each and every value there will be some differences there. That is difference is 3, value 3 difference will be there. See, after 1 the difference from 1 to 4 is nothing but 3, and after 4 the difference is 3 to 7. After 7, if we divide, which means if you remove 3, the difference is 10, and from 10 to 13 the difference is 3, and 13 to 16 also the difference is 3. So from the 1 to 22 it is going to print, because the range function will follow from 1 to 24, but it is going to divide some value here, that is nothing but 3. Suppose if I pass here 4, what will be the value? See, in between each and every value, this number, this parameter is going to be divided. There is no issue. Okay, now I am going to execute it. After executing it, what we have to do is we need to print the data, which means we need to visualize the data. So this is the most important task in matplotlib. So now I am executing this line here. Okay, now I am executing this line. If I am executing it, now what I am doing here, I want to find out the shape for this. So what will be the shape here? See, what will be the shape for x here? Nothing but 8y. See how many parameters are there if I execute it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 values are there in the single row. So it is going to give you the 8 values here. X dot shape 8 is 8. Now I want to find out the length of y here. What is the length of y here? How many values are there in the y? It is going to print you. Okay. See, length of y, it is going to check same. 8 values are there and 8 values are there. There is no issue. So in x we are having 8 values, and in y also we are having 8 values. Now I want to plot the data. How I can plot the data? With the help of a scatter plot, we can see. I will explain you clearly about the scatter plot. Okay. For that purpose, I'm opening is, I'm opening my whiteboard. I'll tell you the best example was scatter plot here. Suppose what I'm doing here. Suppose I'm going to explain you about scatter plot in matplotlib. Okay, this is one of the function in scatter. The first function is scatter plot. Suppose if I take an x values here and if I take a y values here, In X, suppose if I take 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose in Y, if I take in here 5, 10, 13 and 15. Suppose if I take in here, what I will do here is, how many dimensions are there? Which means if X is there means one dimension and Y is there means one dimension. So 2-dimension data. So this is I am considering as an X-axis and this is I am considering as an Y-axis. So in X-axis, I will plot the values here. What are the values in the X-axis? 1, 2, 3, 4. In the Y-axis, what are the values here? 5. Suppose 10 will be here. Suppose 13 will be here and 15 will be here. So what is the scatter plot? Scatter plot can be represented with the help of a dot symbol. Okay, with the help of this dot symbol. Okay, scatter plot can be visualized with the help of this dot symbol. So we will check here. X is 1. What is the value of Y here? Suppose 5 here. So a dot will be presented here. If X is 2, Y is 10. It is here. So X is 2 and Y is 10. If X is 3, Y will be suppose here 13. And X is 4, Y will be suppose 15 here. Like this. Suppose if I take in here, if X is equal to 2 and the value is 10. So if X is equal to 2, the value is 10. Somewhere here it will be printed. Suppose if I take in here 12, if X is equal to 2, the 12 means here it will be. Okay. So this is how the scatter plot works with the help of, and I am telling you once again, scatter plot will work with the help of only 2-dimension. Works with only 2D arrays, 2-dimension. It will not work with 3-dimension. Okay. I will tell you why it will only work with the 2-dimension, why it is not going to work with 3-dimension. In visually, we need to understand the difference between the 2-dimension and we need to understand the difference between 3-dimension. Okay. What I will do here is, for example, I am writing a plotting data for the 2-dimension axis. Suppose this is an Y-axis and this is an X-axis. Suppose this is an X-axis and this is an Y-axis. This is known as a 2-dimension data. 2-dimension. Suppose if I want 3-dimension data, what will be? How it will be? This is X. This is X I am taking. This is Y I am taking. Z will be here. Coordinate axis. Okay. This is Z. Okay. So if we are having this Z, which means 3-dimension data, it is difficult to plot the data. So if there is an X values and Y values, we can easily plot like this somewhere in the graph. But here, if there is an X and if there is an Y, there is Z, somewhere here the values will be ranges. Okay, so it is difficult to plot. So scatter plot and pair plot, everything works with the help of 2-dimension data only. We cannot plot 3-dimension data visually. Okay, we cannot plot visually 3-dimension data with the help of matplotlib tools. So I will tell you the code implementation part first of all. Okay, I hope you understood the 2-dimension data is nothing but simple. It is very simple. What a 2-dimension is nothing but X-axis and Y, X-axis and Y-axis. 3-dimension means same X-axis, Y-axis as well as nothing but Z coordinate axis like this. If there is a 4-dimension data, or if there is an n-dimension data, what we will do? It will be in a cube structure somewhere here like this. Okay. If there is an n-dimension data, what we will treat the data in the form of a cube structure. Okay. The data will be in a cube format. The data will be here. The data will be here. The data will be in the back side, on the left side, and the below side. Here on the front side also. Okay. In the down side. So this is known as an n-dimension. So n-dimension data cannot be plotted with the help of visualization tools. We need to do theoretical, which means practically we need to do. I will explain here. See here, what I am taking in the x-axis. Suppose if I print the values in the x-axis, suppose what I am doing here is I am just printing the values of x here. See, these are the x values, and I want to print the y values also here separately. Okay, I am printing y values here. So this is an x values and this is the y values. Now I want to plot the data. So this is the scatter plot with the help of scatter plot. This is how we will plot the data. See here, PLT. Where this PLT is coming from? We are importing matplotlib in the form of an PLT. So this is the variable which is holding the matplotlib library. So PLT dot x label. X label I am passing inside what I am passing x-axis. What do you mean by this x label is whatever the text you are passing inside the x label, it is going to print on the x-axis. See here in the x-axis, what I am passing here, x-axis. Suppose here if I pass instead of x-axis data if I pass. Okay, if I run this command, See here in the x-axis down, x-axis data. Okay, whatever you want the text below here on the x-axis, that should be written in the function known as an x label, plt.x label. Plt.y label means, see, the name is on the y-axis. I write here y-axis. Now I write data, y-axis data. Okay, y-axis data. This is the text which will be represented in the y-axis, and x-axis data will be on the x-axis. Now title scatter plot I am passing. Scatter plot means, see, on the heading. Title is nothing but top. Wherever you want the text on the top, we need to specify the text inside the title keyword. Okay. Now what I am doing here is PLT. It is a variable which is holding matplotlib scatter plot. I told you, know, with the help of scatter plot we will plot the data. Scatter, which means we will not write scatter plot. We will just pass a keyword known as a scatter. What I am doing inside the scatter, what are the parameters I am passing? X I am passing. Where is the X here? These are the X values. Okay. Now what I am doing, I am passing the Y here. The Y values are here. What I am doing, color, I am passing the color here. Suppose if I pass color here is red, means, see, each and every plotting data will be red. And marker I am passing here is plus symbol. Plt.show means to show the image here. For showing the image, we will write the command plt.show. If I run this, see, x-axis. So what is the x-axis values range from 1 to 22? No. So see here, it starts from 0 somewhere. So plotting will be started from 1 till here it goes. Okay. This is the x-axis values, and the y-axis values, the plotting values. If x is equal to 1, y is 10. If you see here, if x is equal to 1, what is the y value? 9. If you observe here, suppose the x will be here, and y will be here. See, plotting has been happened. In place of here red, if you pass another color, suppose if I plus blue color, okay, if I run here, what will happen? See, blue color representation has been executed. Okay, marker, if I want, instead of plus symbol, if I want another symbol like a star symbol, if I want here like star symbol, what will happen? See, star symbol has been changed. So we can pass here marker, whatever the marker we want, and here also color whatever we want we can pass. This is known as a scatter plot. Scatter plot only works with the help of x-axis and y-axis. Here is another technique, same similar plotting technique. So in the place of scatter keyword, which means in the place of this keyword, scatter keyword, we will pass another keyword known as a plot keyword. Okay, plot. What do you mean by plot is, what is happening here? With the help of this theoretical, I will explain. Suppose if I am having the x values here, and if I am having the y values, so what I am doing here with the x and y, I am plotting like this, star symbols, whatever the symbols I want. Okay, but this is belongs to scatter plot. But if I am having x here and if I am having y here, I have taken the x and y. Suppose I am consider this is an x, and if I am consider this is an y. Now if I am plotting the data, here what I am doing here, scattering the data. Now I am plotting the data. What it will happen? Suppose I have 4 star symbols. I will just pass a line. I will connect it. Okay. This connecting is known as plotting. Okay. This connecting is known as passing. Here just only star symbols will be there. But if I pass a keyword known as plot, just we will add each and every one like this. Okay. This is known as plotting. I will show you practically. So see here, instead of if a scatter plot is showing only the symbols here. Now in the same way, I'm taking the x label, which means x test here, x-axis, and y label also y-axis. I'm taking the title here, same. In the plot, instead of scatter here, what I am passing here, I am passing the plot. What it is this plot is going to do? I pass x, y, color, and marker. So see here, if you observe here, it just printed the data positions. But this, what it is going to do? It is going to connect one by one. Okay, it is going to connect one by one. This is known as a plot technique. Okay, plot. Now this is the most important one. Legend is the most important one. Okay, so what I am doing here is I am passing a legend keyword. I am passing here with in a variable CO. I am passing values 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Suppose these are the values I am passing inside a CO. Now what I am doing here is I am passing another variable known as an A, and another variable as in B, and another variable I am passing as C. So how many variables are there for me? 4 variables are there. CO is the first one, A1, B, and C. 4 variables are there, 4 values are there separately. Now what I am doing here is, see, observe very carefully, PLT dot, I am plotting the data. What I am plotting here, this CO and A, only with these two I am plotting. Okay, see here, PLT plot, only this CO and I am plotting. If you observe here very carefully, see, I am plotting the data. and PLT dot with this CO and with B I am plotting, with this CO and with the C, with these two I am plotting the data. So we have some lines plotting data. Okay, everything is fine, but I don't know which line belongs to which one. See here, if you observe, for this CO and for this A, among these three lines, what is the line I don't know. Okay, for this C, for this CO variable and for this B variable, in this three line, one line is there, but plotting line is there, but I don't know, because with the graphical implementation we cannot say directly, we cannot say that this green line belongs to CO and A, and this blue line belongs to CO and C. We cannot say directly. So for that purpose we use a technique known as a legend technique. So what is this legend technique will do is, see, observe here very carefully. I am plotting this PLT dot plot. Same here, same command I am writing, CO comma A, and here also what I am writing here is CO and A. See here, I am passing a label. Label I am passing some text, I am passing inside a label function, that is known as a max. I am passing a color for it, for particular CO comma A. For these two variables only I am passing red color, and I am passing a keyword known as a maximum. Okay, for CO comma B, what I am writing, I am passing a text here to identify. Why we are writing here text? To just to identify. So I am writing here minimum. For this line I am passing a color blue. If you observe here, CO to C, I am passing a label here is average. If you want the color, you can print another color. Okay, if these two colors are there, default it will take another color. Okay, if the red is there for the CO and A, and if the blue is there for CO and B, default it will select other color. Irrespective red and blue, it will select another color. So we can easily identify. If you observe here, this last command is most important. What I am doing here is PLT dot legend. We are using the legend function here. Location is equal to best. What do you mean by this location is equal to best? Means if I execute this line, suppose first of all we will execute it. Sorry, CO is not defined. Sorry, this I am not executed. Sorry, if I execute it, and again now I will execute this one. Okay, see location. This is the no. So to see the difference, without printing any color and without passing any label legend function here, which means labels, it is showing only three lines and we cannot recognize which line belongs to which category. Now what I'm doing here is, I'm just plotting the data in the same manner how we are plotting here. I'm plotting here also same, but what I'm doing here is I'm passing some text here to identify. I'm passing some color, and I'm passing a legend keyword. I'm passing location is equal to best, which means if location is equal to best means in this graph, wherever there is some empty space, on that empty space it show you the color of this plotting as well as the text what you passed here. If you observe the below one, see here location is equal to best, which means it is selecting here somewhere it is the best location defaultly. If you observe this red line, it is showing this red line belongs to, what are the text you follow here, passed here max. So red line showing the max, and min is showing the color blue. See blue color line, this blue color line, what is the text for this blue color line I passed is minimum, and what are the another text I passed here, average. Okay, it is selecting the average here. So default I didn't give any color, it is selecting the green color. Okay, if you want to give your color you can give here, no problem. So this is the purpose and this is the advantage of using the legend function. If you want to use legend function, you need to specify here labels, whatever the text is. Suppose instead of passing here maximum, I am passing here first. Okay, suppose here I am passing second line, and here I am passing the third line. Suppose I am passing here third line, and the color, suppose if I pass EOL color equal to, suppose if I pass here green somewhere. Okay, suppose if I pass here green. Now what I'm doing here is I need to recognize each and every text, and with the help of this legend function, if I execute it, see here what it's going to give me. Sorry, this one, this one. This is the executed one. See, if you're using the legend function, the text has been changed or not. See, this is red color. See the red color for CO and A variable. I am passing a keyword, which means text here is first, and second I am passing for second one, and third line I am passing for third one. So with the help of different colors, it is going to specify some block here. This is the purpose of using legend function. So here also same. What I am going to do here. So suppose this is the default image. Now I want to increase the size of the image. Okay, this picture, the shape of the image, I want to increase the shape. What I will do here is plt dot figure. This is the perfect command. Okay, peak size, which means I want to increase the peak size to 10 comma 10, 10 height and 10 width here. Okay, 10 comma 10. See here, if I execute it, the size of the image will be increased. See, the size of the image has been increased. So much has been increased. If I just plotted this, if I just put a comment here, okay, if I just put a comment here, and if I execute this line again, see, if you observe, the shape of the image will be reduced. So you will see. Just see, the shape of the image has been reduced. If I do here, if I just remove this comment and if I execute it, it is executing. See, the shape of the image has been increased. The height is 10 and the width is 10. Suppose if I pass here, instead of, if I pass here 7 7, is going to select the size. See here, 7 height and 7 width. So we can also explicitly, we can also find out the, give our figure size. There is no problem with the help of this command. Okay, this is how the legend function works. In legend function, there are different types of parameters. Suppose this location, default it is selecting wherever there is some empty spaces. Default it is taking right side or left side, wherever you want. But you can specify the particular location here. So if you want here itself, it will print here on the left corner. If you want down left corner also, it will print here. If you want on the right corner, down right corner, it will print here. So wherever you want, you can specify this location. Okay, we will see how we can specify the location. And if you want to increase the size also, this legend size, this first, second, third, and this pop-up is there, no, inside the visualization, plotting visualization, you can increase this particular size also. There is no problem. We will see. So in this command, what I am doing here is, see, I am applying plt dot figure size. I am applying a 7 height and 7 width. I am applying here. Now I am plotting the data for CO and A. Okay, CO and A. What is the CO and A here? I am explaining once again. CO and A, B, C are the variables here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is CO and A I'm taking, I'm labeling, I'm passing a text here as max, and I'm color I'm passing red. Here the CO to B I'm passing the label with minimum, and color I'm passing here is blue. And as here plot, what I'm going to do is COC and label I'm passing here average. Default it will select one color, either it may be green, other one yellow, whatever it may be. Okay, see here, location is equal to 2, and shadow I'm passing as true here. What do you mean by location? Here we passed here location is equal to best. Okay, best means somewhere here on the best place it will be selected. But here what I'm doing here is location I'm passing as true, and shadow I'm passing as true. The text I'm passing, boolean value I'm passing true. What do you mean by this true is, suppose if you observe here in the above image, see here in the above image, the sharp edges are there for this legend to pop up. See, sharp edges are there. But if you observe here, see, there is no sharp edges. Some width is present behind. Okay, this is the purpose of using shadow. If you pass this shadow, the width of this particular legend pop up will be increased. If you observe here, there is perfectly, it is very sharp here. If you want, I will just zoom it. You can see the perfect sharp edges are there. But if you observe here, see, some width is there behind. Okay, some width is there. So this is the purpose of using shadow. So we need to understand here one thing, lock, which means location. If we go to here, what I will do, I will just click a shift plus tab here. Some function pop-up will be open. Now I will see what is this lock function here. Okay, we will see the lock function somewhere here. It will be somewhere here. See, lock function which specifies the particular location. You can print on the upper left, upper right, lower left, and lower right. So initial default it is selecting the best, which means it is going to select wherever there is a best position it will print. But I don't want that. I want only at the upper left or upper right or lower left or lower right. Okay, this is the, in these 4 categories we can give this legend function. So if you want to observe here, see the coding. Instead of writing this text here, instead of writing best, upper right, upper left, lower right, lower left, lower right, like that, I can pass this default commands, location code here. If you observe here, location code. So what I did here, location 2 I given. Location 2 is nothing but upper right. Okay, upper right. If I execute this one, see what it is going to, location is equal to 2. It is going upper left or upper right. Let's see once again. location is equal to true. See upper left here, so it is going to print upper left only. I am passing here location 2, so it is going to print upper left. Suppose if I pass here 4, so 4 is going to say lower right, which means suppose if I pass here instead of 2, if I pass here 4, what is going to show? A lower right, which means this particular command will be, this pop-up will be here somewhere. If I execute it again, see it comes to the lower right. This is the purpose of using this lock function. If you want a clear explanations and each and every value, go to this pop-up, shift plus tab, and go to here lock functions. See each and every value is the default value. If you want on the center, just pass 10. The code is 10. Different kinds are there. Okay, you can pass it. So this is the purpose of using shadow. Shadow is going to just put some edges here. Okay, it will show some shadow behind it. Beside the image, this pop-up, it will show some shadow. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm plotting the data CO, A, B, C like that. Okay, CO, A, B, I'm plotting everything. Now what I'm doing here is I'm passing a legend function, plt.legend. Location is equal to 1. What do you mean by location is equal to 1? We will, I think it will be on the right. Okay, upper right. We will see here. Location is equal to 1 means what is the code representation? 1 means upper right here. See, the code 1 represents to the upper right. So it is going to print on the upper right. Okay, shadow is equal to, there will be some image shown behind on this pop-up, which means shadow will be shown. And if you observe here, font size is equal to small. What do you mean by this font size? So there is a font size in this legend function also. If you observe here, the size of this particular one, if I will show you very clearly. See, the size of this pop-up, this particular pop-up is very small. Why? I specified here font size is equal to small. That's why this pop-up is showing very small. I can increase the size also. There is no problem. I will show you after increasing. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just executing it. See, it is showing very small one. No, I want this one very big one. I want this font size is very big one. In this image only, I want very big one. Before that, I want to increase this particular size also. What is the command for this increasing the size of the image? Just plt dot figure out fixed size. I want to specify the fixed size. So the pass 7,7 it is best. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to legend function here, shift plus tab. I want to see the parameters, entire parameters. So what is the parameters? Font size. I will search for the font size here. See, font size it is here. See how many parameters are there? I passed here small only. But how many types are there? XX small is there, very small, which means XX small is very small. This is also very small, small, medium, large is there, X large is there, double X large. Suppose if I select this parameter, double X large, what it will going to happen? The pop-up will be shown very big. Which pop-up it will show? It will show the legend pop-up, this particular pop-up. If I pass here, okay, if I pass here, what will happen? Just 1 minute. Okay. If I execute it, wait 1 minute. Sorry. See, the pop-up has been increased or not. Okay, we will just comment it. Default size only we will take. We will check whether it is increased or not. See, the pop-up has been increased. If I just remove X, we will take only X large. See, somewhat it is reduced. Okay. If I take here instead of large here, if I take X small, if I execute it, see, very small. The pop-up of this legend function is very small. So what we will do here is instead of that, we will pass XX large for clear visualization. See, it is very clear. This red line is showing the max. What do you mean by max here? The plotting technique for CO and A, and minimum is for blue line. For the minimum, we will check here CO and B variables, and average is nothing but for CO and C. So this is how we will find out the location, which means on which side you want to print this particular pop-up, legend pop-up, and shadow, whether you need to show some kind of background shadow. For that purpose, we will use the shadow keyword. Font size is nothing but size of this particular legend. Whether if you want small, if you want big, depends upon your interest. Okay. See here what I am doing. Same. Suppose here we will pass only single element, that is large. Same. If I execute it, see, large has been increased. But here location I passed 3. 3 means on the lower left. Suppose if I pass here 4, I run it. See that it will change the position, lower, right. This is how we will specify the location, short and font size. Okay. Now bar plot. This is one of the best example, most important also in the entire data science community. Now what I'm passing here is I'm taking a variable course. I'm passing Python, Java, .NET, Go. These are some programming language I'm passing inside a list, and I'm passing some revenue also. How much revenue they are generating per year. Suppose I'm considering, I'm executing it, and what I'm doing here is I'm just typing the length of course. I'm just finding the length of course. What is the length of course here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have 4 string values inside a list here. So the length of A is nothing but 4. See here, 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm running it 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 specifies to the Python, 1 specifies to the Java, 2 specifies to the C#, and 3 specifies to the Go language. So I want to bar representation. What I will do here is the keyword used is bar. For bar function, we will use bar keyword plt.bar of A. What do you mean by A here? This index positions. This index positions is nothing but 0 is holding Python, 1 is holding Java, 2 is holding .NET, and 3 is holding Go. So that's why I'm passing here A, and I'm passing a revenue here. What do you mean by revenue here? This text, this values. Okay, I'm passing these values. I'm passing revenue here on the x-axis and y-axis. On the x-axis, it will be A, which means programming languages. On the y-axis, if you observe the revenue values, okay, which means on the bar the first parameter will be x and the second parameter will be y. Label I am passing here is nothing but revenue. What do you mean by label? See here, legend function. With the help of legend function, I am passing a label. Suppose if you want the color, just pass, instead of blue color here, I will pass here red color. Okay, I pass here red color. Now title I am taking as in bar plot. So you know the bar plot will be here, it will be, the title will be here. Xtext. What do you mean by xtext is nothing but, see here, before that what you will do is I will just comment it first of all. Y label. What do you mean by Y label here? The text on the Y axis. You know the legend location also nothing but location is nothing but on the right, top right. So it is going to print here. Now I want to show this image. If you execute it, see here, everything is in the red color. This color also it is in the red color. If you want the size here, which means font size, somewhere will be written here, no? So this font size, if I want here, I will just copy this one. Now what I'm going to do here, I will just copy it and I will paste it here somewhere. Okay, I will paste it here. Now if I execute again, see the size has been increased or not? The size of this particular legend pop-up has been increased. Okay, now if you observe in the x-axis, there are some numerical values. I don't want this numerical values, I want this particular text. What is the x-axis test here? Nothing but x-axis test is here Python, Java, .NET and Go. For that purpose, what I will do is, instead of writing label, what do you mean by label? It only show you the text here, only single text. I don't want this single text. I want each and every bar, for each and every bar, I need their particular data representation. For that purpose, we use a function known as an ticks. Xticks. I want xticks. In the xticks, what I am giving? A comma course. What do you mean by a? Here index position. What do you mean by course here? Python. So 0 is focusing on Python, 1 is focusing on Java, 2 is going to .NET, and 3 is going to Go. So in this way, the xticks will collect. I will execute now this one. See, Python, Java, .NET, Go. Instead of passing a numerical numbers, I am passing like this. Okay, this is the purpose of using bar function. Okay, it is just printing the vertically. Now if I prompt in horizontally, if I want, what I will do here is same text I will pass here. See, same text I will pass, same text here itself I will pass here, but after bar bar keyword I will just pass h keyword, h bar h, which means horizontally. It is showing h means horizontally. If I execute it, see, whatever we are having in the x-axis here, it will be in opposite direction. The data representation will be in opposite direction. So this is how we will calculate the bar plot. So it is one of the most important technique in entire data science community. So without bar plot, we cannot visually see the machine learning, some categorical features also. That's why this bar plot is very, very important. Okay. Okay. So in the same way, how the bar is showing, the histogram is also showing in the same manner, but there is some differences that I will tell you. So first of all, I will go here and I will tell you, for example, if I am having the data like this, suppose if I am having a data like this, and suppose I am considering this an x-axis. So visually in this manner, usually we will call this as an bell curve. We'll call this an bell curve. Okay, if the data is in this manner, we cannot identify. So how much pattern it is following. For that purpose, what we will do is we will say bins keyword here. Bins, suppose if I pass here bins is equal to 20, how the data will be known as this entire data will be divided into 20 bins like this. Okay, like this. Okay, so what is the purpose of using this bins means usually for the clear understanding of data. For the clear understanding of data, we will pass bins is equal to 20 or 50 like that. It just divides the data and it will show you graphically. Perfect graphical representation will be there. This bins will be used in histogram. Okay, this bins command will be used in histogram. Suppose here I'm passing an a variable. I'm passing some values here, and what I'm doing is plt dot. The keyword for the histogram we use is hist. Okay, hist means nothing but histogram. I'm passing here a inside histogram. I'm passing here, which means this data. Now what I'm doing here is I'm passing a bins here. Okay, I'm passing bins. Bins means I'm passing 100 bins. So if the see, if you see here, if I execute it, it will show different formats here. Just it is loading. See, the entire data is now we can see very clearly. If you pass bins only, we can see the data very clearly. Suppose if I remove this bins, what will happen? We will see. I am not passing here bins. I am just passing the data itself. Inside the histogram, I am passing this data, entire data. Suppose if I execute it, see the data will be in this format. Okay. Now suppose from 80 to 100, it is just plotting entirely. Now I don't know whether they are the people inside, whether there is the data inside 80 to 90 or 90 to 100 or 110 to 120 there is data or not. I don't know very clearly. Just it is plotting like this. For that purpose, what I will do, I will just pass bins here. Bins is equal to, suppose if I pass here 50. Okay. If I execute it, see this is the proper data. Okay, just dividing and clearly explaining. See at the time of 80 to 80, if you observe here very carefully, 80 to 82, which means it starts from 80 and it's going to 82. How many percentage there? 100% of people are there. If you observe here at 150th location, 150th value, there are 200% of the data is lying here. So this is how we will focus on the histogram. Okay, there's some best example here. What I'm doing here is I'm taking an X label. What do you mean by X label? The text on the X axis. I'm taking the Y label. The Y label is nothing but the text on the Y axis. I'm taking the title. Title is above what we want. Now what I'm doing here is I'm passing A. A is nothing but this data. What? This data, entire data. I'm passing A, and bins I am passing. If you observe here, bins instead of passing directly 50, I am passing 80, 100, 125, 150. What do you mean by 80, 100, 125, 150 means? See here, the entire data is the same for this example only. I am pass the bins instead of passing bins 50, I am passing inside a list. So what it is going to do is from 80 to 100, it is going only one bar. Okay, it is one bin. It is entirely collecting one bin. From 80 to 100, 100 to 125. If you observe here, it starts at 100 and it goes to 125. It is completely one bin I am taking. 125 to 150. See here, it starts at 125 and it goes on 150. It is completely known as a one bins. Okay, we can pass directly individual values directly 50, or we can pass in the format of list. Okay, this is the purpose of using bins. There is another function known as a color. I am passing here color is equal to red. Okay, if I pass here another color, you will get that color. So if I pass here blue, suppose, and we will execute and see blue color is there. Okay, for visualization purpose, mostly I will use red color. Okay, it's depending upon each and every person. Okay, this doesn't matter, we can pass any color. Okay, here what do you mean by this width? What do you mean by r width? Radius width. R width is nothing but a radius width. Suppose if I pass here 0.9, no, suppose if I pass here 0.2 only, and we will execute and see what will happen. See, the width of each and every bar is reducing or not. Okay, for that purpose, if you want to increase here, you can increase. Okay, you will have one big question, how in real time how we can pass in histogram is, we will see, because if we want to prove the machine learning, we need a technique known as a normalization. Okay, which means normal distribution. Normal distribution, this is a statistics concept which will used in machine learning. Okay, without this concept we cannot prove the machine learning. For that purpose we will use, best example is histogram. Okay, I will tell you when we are dealing with the machine learning very clearly how histogram is helpful for the normal distribution. And there is another technique also that is known as a dist plot. Dist plot, how the histogram is working in the same manner dist plot also works, but it belongs to matplotlib. It belongs to matplot, but this dist plot belongs to Seaborn. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss even on the time we'll have a clear idea how the CMOD is working and what is the difference between this histogram and this CMOD. Tomorrow I will tell you. Both of these are going to find out the normal distribution curve in the machine learning purpose. Okay, then you will have a clear idea why we are using histogram, everything. There is no problem. Okay, and another example you need to understand is, I am telling you now only, this histogram is known as an univariate analysis. Histogram is known as an univariate analysis. What do you mean by univariate analysis? Means this univariate analysis is nothing but there is only one data plotting on the x-axis. On the y-axis we will not plot the data. If you observe here very carefully, we are not plotting the data on the y-axis. See here, I am passing the x-axis values only. Okay, this entire data what I am passing here, it will be on x-axis only, not on the y-axis. This y-axis values are known as an probability values. These y-axis values are known as an probability values. Okay, defaultly it will take probability values. So univariate analysis means the analysis, the graphical representation done with only one axis, which means one dimension, with one dimension. The best example is nothing but histogram. Okay, histogram is one of the best example because we are taking only x-axis. On the y-axis we are taking probability values. We are not passing it. Defaultly it is taking the probability values, but only with the help of x-axis we are plotting the data. So histogram is nothing but an univariate analysis. Okay, this is the purpose of using histogram. Now I will go to the code. See here, we completed this now. Now this one, see what I'm doing here is I'm writing in a different manner. If you observe here very carefully, I am passing x label here, I am passing y label here, sorry, I am passing x label, y label, title I am passing here a, okay, I am passing here a, and if I am passing here b, I am passing inside a histogram a comma b I passed here. If you observe, see, y-axis I explicitly specified here, x-axis nothing but the data it is taking, and bins I am passing, r with I am passing everything. First of all I will execute and see this. See, it is showing these values. If you observe here, I am passing a values, and here also I am passing b values. Okay, now inside histogram I am passing a comma b, I am passing. Bins I am specifying 80, 100, 125 and 150. R width, which means, what do you mean by R width? This width, particular width. Okay, I am taking this R width. Now what I am doing here is color I am taking. For the first one I am taking as a red color, for the second one I am taking as a blue color. See, for the first one I am taking as a red color, and for the second one I am taking as a blue color. Okay, and label I am specifying, you know about the label, men and women. And orientation, what do you mean by orientation is, suppose if I am passing here, if I enter here, orientation is nothing but horizontal. I told you, when you are using the bar here, bar command, see, instead of passing this bar directly, I am passing here h. H means nothing but horizontal. Whenever there is x and whenever there is y, it is going to show. If you pass h keyword here, it is showing in the graphical representation is going to show in horizontal way. So here also, if you specify here, horizontal is equal to orientation. What do you mean by orientation? Whether you want vertical orientation or horizontal orientation, you can pass here. Location, if you are passing 1, what do you mean by location here? It will select the I think 1 means lower left, I think so. So if you want the clear explanation, you can go shift plus tab. Now only explained is, you can go here somewhere. The commands is there. 1 means nothing but an upper right. Okay, it will going to show the upper right, and font size I am increasing. So if you observe very clearly here on the visualization part, what it is going to select, from 80 it is going to a comma b I am passing here data. Okay, if you observe here very carefully, from 67 we are starting, from basic 67 to end, whatever it is. I think the last value is 150, so is the 150 here, and the starting value I think it somewhere here, some 67, 69 is there, like that. Okay, it will select depending upon these values, it will select on the x-axis. Initially this is x-axis. Okay, initially this is x-axis, we are just plotting in an horizontal way, so it will become the y-axis now. Okay, so if we observe here, see, plt dot y label is stuff, which means on the y-axis it is going to stop. Initially it is, if you print here, instead of horizontal, if you remove this, it will print in the purpose of vertical. Okay, if I just remove it, I will show you, and if I execute it, it will be in, see, this is the original. So if you observe here, The values on the x-axis only from this entire values A and B values are taken on the x-axis only. On the y-axis, what is going to take? Only the values, probability values. Okay. Now I told you the histogram completely works with the help of univariate analysis. Here, univariate analysis is nothing but we are having only one dimension data. Only x data we will have, y data defaultly it will take as in probability values. Okay. This is how we will use the histogram. Now, this is the most important technique, subplots. Okay, listen very carefully. Subplots. Suppose I am passing here A, I am passing B, and I am passing C. Three variables I am passing. Now, what I am doing here is, first of all, you need to understand one thing. Subplots will be represented with the help of a key known as a subplot. Sorry, subplot. Suppose in the subplot, if I pass 1, 1, 2. Okay. Suppose instead of the 1, 2, 2, if I pass, what does this keyboard, this values means? 1 represent to number of rows, 2 represent to number of columns. This parameter represent to position where you want, position where you want. Okay, I will tell you with one of the best example. Okay, suppose I am having these two images. This is image 1 I am taking, and suppose here I am taking another image, image 2 I am taking. Now I want this image and this image, the image 1 should be here and image 2 should be here. Okay, this is image 1 and this is image 2. The visualization should be like this. For that purpose, I need to write a subplot here. What I will do, plt dot subplots of, okay, how many rows I want for visualizing? 2 rows I want. So I have 2 rows. How many columns I want? 1 column I want. So this image where I want to plot on the first here. So I will pass 1. So this image will go to first letter. Okay. Again I will pass plt dot subplot of, what I will do here is, how many rows are there? 2 rows are there, 1 column is there. This image we are selecting at the first position. Now this image I want at the second position. Okay, this will print somewhere here. Okay, I will tell you with the help of some code. See here, I am passing A, B, C. What I am doing here is plt dot subplot of 1, 1, 1 I am passing. What do you mean by 1, 1, 1 here? Subplot of 1, 1, 1. What do you mean by this is? This is known as a row. How many rows are there? I am having 1 row. This is column. How many column I am having? I am having 1 column. This is column. This is row. This is a position where I want the first position. Here on in the first position. Okay. If you observe here in the graphical implementation, see one row, 1 column. On the first one, it is printing the image. This data we are printing somewhere here, which means year and income. Okay. Here I think it will get an error because we are passing year and income. I need to pass here A comma B. I'm passing here A comma B. See, 1 row, 1 column, first image. Suppose this is the best example. Colors I need to specify same 1 row, 1 column, first image. I will show you another also. Okay. Now this is the best example. I will just copy it. Suppose if I will tell you here only. I am having A values 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. I am having B values and I am also having the C values here. Okay, what I am doing here is plt dot subplot of 1, 2, 1. What do you mean by this 1, 2, 1? 1, 2, 1. I will tell you. 1, 2, 1. 1 row, 2 columns. The image should be specified first here. This is the purpose of subplot. Simple. See here. I want to print first only listen this one. Okay. We will later discuss these 2 lines. First, step by step, we need to go in the subplots. plt dot subplot of 1 row, 2 column, print the first image here, first image. Okay, what we need to print here, I am writing in the bar, plt dot bar of A comma B. This A comma B data should be in the yellow format, and where it should be in the first row. We are having 1 row, so this entire is known as a row. We are taking 2 columns. In these 2 columns, specify this yellow color at first column position. Okay, that is how we are coming here. See here in the, now I am printing this one, plt dot subplot of, I am taking first row, which means this entire is known as a single row. I am having 2 columns. In the 2 columns, specify this image at second column. Suppose if I pass here, 2. If I pass here 1, what will happen? This yellow image it is going to select A comma B. I am passing here yellow. This yellow image where I am passing in the first row. I am having one row. I am taking 2 columns in this data. We want to print this yellow one at second column here, not here. I am changing the parameters. If I execute it, see it has been changed. Okay, this is how it's going to work. Here also same. I am passing the data. Now what I am passing subplots of 2 row. I'm taking, see here, if you observe here, I'm taking 2 rows. How many columns I'm taking? This one column only. If you observe here, this is 2 columns, separate. But here 2 rows are there. I'm taking 2 rows. I'm taking 1 column. In the 1 column, print this blue color image. Print this first one, A comma B in first thing, and print the second one with the help of green color at the second position. See, green color comes on the second position. If I pass here, this is in the second, and if I print this in the first, what it will do? Green color comes up and blue color goes down. See, green color comes up and blue color goes down. This is the purpose of using subplots. Okay, now the last one is nothing but an pie chart. Okay, visually how the pie chart is going to look like is, it will be shown in the format of round structure. Okay, suppose I am taking this and round structure, I need to divide the data here. Okay, I need to divide the data like this. Suppose I am taking the states names here, some states names like Goa, Telangana, suppose Bangalore, some city names or whatever it may be. Okay, we need to divide the data in the round column, round sphere shape. This is known as a pie chart here. I can also specify the percentage amount of data it is carrying, everything. Okay, I'll tell you with the help of code implementation. It is very easy. What I'm doing here is I'm taking X values, X 40, 30, 20, 10, 1 I'm taking, and Y I'm taking as in programming languages like Java, Python, C#, PHP, and C++. PLT dot. For the pie chart, the keyword is used known as in pie. What I am passing inside the parameters, X I am passing. What do you mean by X here? The values 40, 30, 20, 10, and 1. Labels, if you see here, labels is equal to Y. What do you mean by labels here? First of all, labels is nothing but a visualization. Okay, labels means showing. Simple. Labels means nothing but showing. Suppose if you observe here, this is the pie chart. Suppose here this is the pie chart. Java is carrying, this Java is carrying 40%. So the shape for this in round circle, for the shape for the Java it is occupying more. Okay, for the Python it is carrying 30%. See, Python is having somewhat more, 30%, and C# is carrying 20%. So green color has been reduced here. PHP is carrying, how much PHP is carrying? 10% only. See, PHP having less amount of data, and C++ is carrying only 1%. See, we are having C++ is very small image. This is how we can present the pie chart simply. Now there are different kind of parameters. Now instead of showing with the help of the small image, what I specified is I explicitly specify the figure size here. So plt.figure of fixes I am passing 10, 10. Okay, you all know 10 is the height and 10 is the width here. Now I pass this data 40, 30, 20, 10, 1. I am passing the y, which means y we will specify as whatever the text we are having, that particular variable we will take it as in labels here. So I am passing Java, Python, C#, PHP, and C++. Now with the help of pie keyword, I am passing x, which means 40, 30, 20, 10, 10, 10 and 1. I am passing labels, which means for showing I am taking Java, which means y, which is having Java, Python like that. Shadow is equal to true. What do you mean by shadow is equal to true? Behind the image there will be some shadow structures will be there. If I execute this one, see the size is increasing. So after the size, if you observe here, see 40% of the data is occupied by Java. If you see here, 40% is nothing but first parameter Java like that. Okay, 40% occupied by Java, and Python is occupying 30%, and this green one is occupying, C# is occupying 20%, PHP is occupying 10%, and the C++ is having 1%. That's why for the C++, the data occupied is very small. So depending upon the data, we will divide this into parts. This is known as a pie chart here. If you observe shadow is equal to true, means see here there is some shadow is showing behind. Shadow is showing behind. This is the purpose of using shadow. If I just remove this shadow one here, if I just remove here, and if I execute it, see there is no shadow at all. There's a perfect structure. This is the purpose of using shadow and without shadow. Sorry, this is not the image, this is the image. Okay, I just removed shadow now. So this is the image. See, there is no shadow at all. It's the perfect image. Okay, suppose see here, we have discussed about the X, which is nothing but data. Labels means for showing the text, and shadow means for the behind the image. If you want any shadow, there will be some shadow representation. Now, the purpose of using this command, this perfect default command, auto PCT, and I am passing some percentage values here. This is the default one. What is the purpose of this thing is, see, if you observe here, it is showing the Java, Python, C#, PHP, C++, okay. But I am not specifying here the percentage amount of data this Java is holding, amount of data this Python is holding, amount of data this C# is holding. So I want here numerical representation on this above image. In the pie chart above, I want the numerical representation. For that purpose, I am using a technique known as a function known as an auto PCT. If I pass auto PCT is equal to this percentage value, see, Java is holding 40%, 39.6% is nothing but 40%. So Python is holding this value, C# is holding this one, PHP and C++. So for this graphical, inside the graphical representation, if you want any this one numerical particular value representation, how much the amount of data it is holding, you need to specify auto PCT and this value, this particular command. Okay, radius. What do you mean by this radius function is radius of the circle. Simple. If I pass here instead of 2.25, if I pass here, if I remove this and if I pass here 1.25, if I run it, see, if you observe here 1.25, see, the size of the image has been changed or not, it is has been reduced because we have reduced the radius of the circle. This is nothing but circle. Pie chart is nothing but in the form of a circle. So we have reduced the circle. So instead of 1.25 here, if I pass here 3 and if I execute it, see, the size, the radius of the circle has been increased. For that purpose, we will use this radius command. Simple. If I'm printing passing 1 here and if I'm executing, see, this is very simple. See, this is one of the best examples. Now what I'm doing here is we are using another function known as an explode. This is the most important one, explode. I'm taking X and I'm taking some text in the Y axis. I'm passing here X labels. Labels I told you is for showing and true is for shadow. And this one is for showing the percentage. Radius is nothing but radius of the circle. And this explode is equal to 0, 0.1, 0, 0, 0.4. What do you mean by this is, for Java, I am passing 0. For Python, I am passing 0.1. C# I am passing 0. PHP I am passing 0. For C++ I am passing 0.4. What do you mean by this is, if I execute it, see, how much amount of percentage I am passing for the Python? 0.1. So 0.1% it will remove from the cube, which means from the pie chart, from the circle, it comes outside. Okay. But 0 I am passing for C++. So it just attached to it only. And I am passing 0 for this PHP also. For PHP also get an attached like that. The shape will be not changed for PHP also. But if you observe here 0.4 for C++, see, the shape has been reduced. It came out. It is very small in manner. That's why I specified it is coming out. Suppose if I pass here 0, instead of passing 0.1 here, if I pass here 0.4 and if I execute it, what will be the command? See, Python. This piece, the complete Python has been come out. Okay, this is the purpose of using explode. How many values are there? That many values. How many values are there here? That many values we will take in explode. Suppose in y-axis I am having Java, Python, C++, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am having here also 5 values will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values will be there. Okay. This one, this is also same. If I execute it, see. For that purpose, we will pass instead of C++ inside the C++. Suppose if I am passing some value here, instead of passing 0.4, suppose if I pass here 0.9 and if I execute it, see how it is coming outside, because it is very small in manner. That's why we are not able to see here. Suppose if I pass here 1.9 instead of passing here 0.9, if I pass here 1.9, if I execute it, see it came outside or not. And I want to take out this PHP also. For the PHP, what I will do here is I will just take 0.3%. I want take it outside. See, PHP also removed or not. PHP also I am taking out. So this is how we will discuss. We will deal with the pie charts individually. Okay. Tomorrow we will see about the Seaborn, the most advanced one. When compared to Matplotlib, there are some other functions in Seaborn.